Hello everybody and welcome back to Drumard Farm. Today what we're going to do is buy our combine harvester. Now it has been quite a tough decision trying to decide which harvester is the best for the farm. Now we don't want anything too small because obviously although we don't have any massive fields we do have quite a few, and there is the possibility that we can actually extend the amount of fields we have quite considerably. So it has to be something fairly decently sized. So what I've done is I have sort of prepared ourselves for the future in preparation for having a bigger field, and we have gone with a John Deere combine harvester. If I go across we should be able to find it here. There we go. This is from Modhoster and it is very hard to find a decent John Deere for FS17. So I think this is probably the only one. There could be another one but I haven't really found it. So here we go. Let's buy it. We need to keep it fairly cheap. Just the crawler track does actually add £22,000 to the price, which is already pretty expensive. 320,000. So that is just going to have to do. And of course on top of this we still have to buy the header trailer and the header itself. So there is nothing cheap about this combine. It is expensive. So I think really we should go for the best header as well. I'm not sure if there is actually a difference. Did that come with this one? I'm guessing it did do. Yeah. Let me just see if there's a bigger one. No, I think that's it. Okay, so another £38,000 to go on top of this. Yeah, we did start off with almost £2 million. It is hard to believe. But luckily, this is pretty much everything we own now. We don't need to buy anything else. Except for, of course, leasing a forage harvester at some point, but that shouldn't be too expensive. Anyway, where could it be? It must be at the store. Yes, that needs to be unloaded as well. Actually, we should probably do this first of all. Let me just do this, because if we don't, I'm going to forget. There we go. Right, so the tractor should be here. It is. We are, of course, going to be developing this area. Actually, yes, we do have to buy something else. That means we do have to still buy some sheds. So, yeah, we're going to probably reduce our money to about 370,000. But from there onwards, we should be able to then increase it again quite considerably. That is the hope. But I don't know if it's going to be possible. The good thing is, the money is in the machines, and really, although they do depreciate, they don't depreciate that fast. Oh, those bells on the back are wanting to go. Okay, so that didn't go too well. It never does though. So let's just put them... Actually, maybe we should just buy... I think you can actually get a placeable straw storage barn, whatever the technical word is for it. Hayloft, so yes, I should probably have called it that. Unless that's the sell point. Storage space for hay and straw. It is £90,000 though. And it doesn't look very Irish. Tough decisions. We could just get one of these. Much cheaper. Yeah. That is a very tough decision to make. Yeah, I'm not going to buy the hayloft. It is just a bit of an unnecessary expense at this stage. Instead we are going to buy something like the large storage shelter, or maybe two small ones. Probably not an economical thing to do though. Just because really, we get a lot more for our money. Actually the small one has got a back wall which could be very handy for bales. So first things first, let's just install one of these. Luckily it's very easy to erect one of these buildings. Although it is good if the ground is level, and obviously just there it isn't, so it may have to come a little bit forwards, about there. Should we have two? We can afford two. Try and keep it as neat as possible. Are they in line? If they are, it's going to look quite neat. Oh, the other one is just slightly further back, but we can't be so picky. That is still good. So at least we now have a really good place to store some bales. In fact, we've got a different bay for every bale type. We could have a bay for hay, a bay for straw, and also a bay for some silage bales as well. Oh, look at that. That is just not good. Okay, so this is like our dumping area for bales which have tipped over. I would go to the effort of neatening it up, it's just we've got a lot of stuff to do. So let's just be as careful as we can be and get them off this lorry. Probably a bad thing to say because things are going to go flying now, aren't they? At least we have some hay. This is going to be used very soon anyway. This is turning into what is going to be, I should think, a fairly long Let's Play, as it seems that most people love the map, a lot of people seem to like the Let's Play, so why change? It is a very, I've said it before, the map is just in every way really good. So it's everything we ever wanted really. And of course the Irish love it too. This is the last bale. Now is that the worst stack of hay you've ever seen? It probably is. Anyway, got a bit of a vote for you. If I haven't put a poll in the video, just say down below. But really it's a yes or no answer. Do you want me to collect at some point in this series, even if it is in the last week of doing it, do you want me to collect every single gold coin? We would get £1 million for doing this. We're not going to do it straight away. If the winning answer is yes, it will be done right at the end of this Let's Play, so the money can be transferred to the next Let's Play, the next map, which will obviously boost our money for buying the brand new equipment and stuff for the next series. But obviously if most of you say no, then I won't do it, because we don't have to do it. Now because we now have some storage up here, we can put the seeder away, make it look a bit neater, and in fact we'll put the lorry away next to it as well. We haven't finished with the lorry, in fact we still have to do another field. There's still another field of bales to clear. But today we are going to be focusing on the combine harvester. So we've just got to get our priorities right. We'll put the lorry next to it, just over here. There we go. Good. So that is this area done, I think, although I would like to buy some more buildings. We can obviously afford more buildings, so we really should make the most of it. I just don't want to feel like I'm wasting money. Wasting money is not good. So we do need to buy stuff which is actually necessary. I would say possibly the vehicle shelter. But actually these shelters here, the storage shelters, do seem to be very good because you can put vehicles in them and they're good for bales as well. So why waste money on the vehicle shelter? It probably is a bit bigger, but actually the large storage place is pretty massive. Yeah, we can make a complex here. If we put another one across this way, let me just try and rotate the camera. There we go. We get a better view of the accessible area which we can use. Now, probably about here is going to be a good place for this. We've still got space to the left of it to get past with vehicles, and obviously to the right as well. There we go. That, I would say, is going to be quite a nice little yard for us now. And this is what it looks like as the player, and wow, I can't believe it. I was trying to get this as lined up as possible, and when you look at it close up, it wasn't right there, but there is no gap between them, and it's probably about, what is it, about 2 inches, 3 inches out. So, not a bad guess really. Anyway, moving away from the architecture, let's now go and play with the combine harvester. So this is it, the John Deere T670i. It is a fairly big combine harvester, but I don't think it's too big for the map. It did seem very expensive, I have to say. So inside the cab, you can see that, well, the clock is actually working. The heads-up display is all very dynamic. It all works as it should do. The center console does come forward, as you can see. Very neat. And you can actually change between the screen. You can change the page, fill level, and obviously all of the information you need to know. The door opens as well. It's handy. Obviously very handy because it means you can get in and out of the vehicle. Anyway, that's enough of playing with the in-cab entertainment. Let's just quickly get the header attached. And if we've got any fields which do need to be harvested, we might as well just do them, just to get the feel of the combine. And that is quite clearly not the base game header trailer. It does look like a very nice design. We would have to attach the PTO shaft, it's just we don't have to just yet, as we're about to take it off again. Try and get it as square as possible. But yes, I'm not too sure if we do have any fields ready to harvest. We're going to have to check the map. Okay, that was a bit of a crash, but it seems to be in place. I hope it's not going to fall off. car is in a very bad position. Very bad. That should be close enough for the manual attach. There we go. And yes, if we go around here at too much speed, we are going to take out the car. So, very steady. Put the beacons on. And before we go anywhere, let's just check and see where our destination is actually going to be. So, let's go on to the Ready to Harvest map and see exactly what is ready to harvest. So, field number 7 and 8. They are both ours. We have a field of soybeans by the look of it, and also a field of wheat. So both potentially very good. What we need to do is go up to the top farm, and there is a turning to the left, basically opposite the turning to the farm. So off we go. Need to watch the header on the back. As you can see, everything is working as it should do. The mirrors are also working, and I don't think this combine's got the flickering mirror effect, which can be fairly unrealistic, as your mirrors don't tend to turn themselves on and off as they are a mirror. But in Farming Simulator, some vehicles do have that glitch. I can't see if there is a car coming. That isn't good. I think the header is still in the trailer. Hopefully it is. Is there a rear view camera? Not too sure. But either way, we can see just here. And you can even see on the screen there that our beacon is switched on. We turn it off, the symbol goes. So recently we have been doing a lot of bale work, mowing and that kind of thing. It is nice to go back to the combine harvesting, although you can do too much, it can get a bit repetitive. So if we just do one or two first today, that should be a nice little balance for us. And then we're going to be going back to clearing the bales in the next episode, but of course it won't take too long, so we should be able to do a different job as well. What I'd like to do is, well, really work on the animals as well, because they're going to need to be fed. It's just we are playing in real time, so their food isn't being consumed that quickly. A good idea here would have been to go up to the farm, turn around and come back down again, but that is quite a long way around just to go into this gateway. Or this entrance. There isn't actually a gate. But here we are. Our field. Did I clip something? Not good. This is our wheat field, and as you can see it's fairly small. Definitely it's been set up for workers, very square, or it's actually been set up for contracting. That could be a possibility, because I don't think contracting works in any field which is not square. It's just too complicated for it. These fields here, do we own these? Yes we do. They're just empty. We should really get something in them. Very wasteful. So let's jump out of here, detach the header trailer, turn the beacon off. We don't have the beacon on. And yes, I just thought there, that looks like the same crop, but no, one is soybeans. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is jump out in a second and attach the PTO shaft. Make sure it's lifted up first, otherwise we'll drag the trailer with us. Lower it down again. Okay. Stop rolling. There we go. Yes, I was going to say, can you put the ladder out? But I don't know if you can do. Maybe you can. But yes, there is a PTO shaft to install here. And I'm guessing it's worked for the other side as well. Shut the door. And let's get cracking. First of all, in the field of wheat. We can actually use, amazingly, the Fendt tractor. The strange looking Fendt tractor. We can unload into it. But I don't know if we're going to do that today. Just depends how bad the yield is, I suppose. You have to get out and unfold the header spikes. Ooh, look at this. It's a combine with lots of features. I didn't know this because I've never used it before. But that is obviously going to be nice. Fold, unfold spike. You have to press R. Look at that. Other side as well. You know it's going to be a good mod if it's got stuff like that. What about now then? Is it going to work? Yeah, there we go. Right. Oh, it's throwing the soot out the back. Or is it possible to level the header? Unless it's supposed to be like that, I'm not too sure. This is going to be baled, without a doubt. We don't want to be wasting anything here. And it seems to be going at a fairly good speed. 4 miles per hour. I don't know about you, but I would say that size of header is going to be perfect for this map. It doesn't want to be too small because although it doesn't seem like this map is huge, it is quite surprising. It has over 30 fields, maybe even 40. Certainly got a lot anyway. Anyway, we're going to try and make a fairly neat job of this. We don't actually have to do any headlands because there is such a massive grass border to the field anyway. It is a steady machine. But that's good, you don't want to be rushing about. So we've almost finished the first field, the wheat field, and actually we can use the Fendt tractor. I did have to check this, but it is definitely possible to unload straight into it. It has a capacity of 8,500 litres, and quite clearly, so far we've only got, well, 4,700 litres out of this, so definitely enough space to fit this entire field into the front of that tractor. Yes, I don't think I'd ever be saying that, fitting some grain from a field into the front of a tractor, but that is what we're going to do. As for the soybeans, I guess we could do the same thing. I don't think there'd be a great deal coming out of them because they sort of yield the same as oilseed rape, canola, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, going to use the Fendt for both of these two fields today. So, as you can see, we have almost finished the field here. And in a second we're going to get the Fendt tractor. I think it's over at the other farm, the cow farm. But we'll have to check this first of all. Yes, here it is, with the muck spreader. I don't know if this tractor would ever be able to pull that muck spreader. It would be interesting to see. In fact, it would be interesting just to push this thing to its limits and see what it can do. Like, attach a 9-furrow plough to it or something. Something ridiculous, which you know would never work. But it would be quite funny to see what it would do. It'd probably just sit there wheel spinning. Anyway, let's head over there. Many people have suggested it is just a brand new trailer attached to the front. I don't know, it does look like a brand new trailer. So I suppose it is. One thing I really do like actually is if you look at the bottom right of the screen, just underneath the hour meter, you can see there is the icon of the tractor. And it's obviously made to look like this tractor, but the first impression I got from that was the tractors in Cars, the movie. And you know the tractor tipping scene, if you've seen it. It reminds me so much of those tractors. I don't know why. Like those tractors are supposed to be cows. Yes, as strange as that is. But they do look to be very similar. Oh, you turned left after all that. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's go and unload. It would be quite amusing to do some tractor tipping in a farming simulator. Maybe that is what this tractor's use could be. Maybe there is a field full of them and you have to creep up to them at night and blast your horn, as to do in Cars, and make them tip over. I think I've gone into a dream world here. There we go. It does look strange. It definitely does look strange, but it works. It's actually a very good use. And it has a surprising capacity. So there we go. That's that done. I've set the harvester off on a worker. Then we'll go and tip this somewhere. We may need to have it because we've started off on hard mode, which means we actually have nothing in storage. So we're going to have to make a stockpile of grain for the pigs and basically any animal which needs to have grain. I think it is just the pigs though. Now, which is the best way to set this thing going? This field is fairly square, so it doesn't actually make any difference at all. But I will make it go this way. I think actually this is the shorter way. But I don't want it to finish the field before we get back. That's weird, we're on top of it. Right, off we go. Seems to be working okay. We can see our wheat in the front of the tractor. At least we can keep an eye on it in case somebody wants to come and steal it, which is very unlikely. Very unlikely. Let me just go and see exactly where we should tip this. The farm silo is actually straight over the road here. No, there is 2 cars coming. Let's just go anyway. That's the attitude to have. You can see the silos from here. So we're going to put this into storage, or this into storage. Feels surprisingly heavy. Chickens are here, there is the silo, so where do we tip these? Where do we tip them? Here we go. Mustn't miss it. So yes, that is a very, very unique and interesting contraption. But you can't really knock it because it has worked, it's done the job perfectly there. And it's probably faster than hauling a tractor and trailer about. It does have a novelty feeling to it, but it has just shown that it has a use. There's the combine on the top of the hill. Right, cars, many cars, we're okay to cross. So very soon we're going to be able to bring the baler into here, but I don't think it's going to be straight away. There is no rush because we don't have anything like soil mod from FS15, so the straw isn't going to just rot away. Although we probably should do it fairly soon before it starts to go all damp and soggy. Now, one thing's for sure, we're not going to have to unload until the end, so we'll put this over the other side of the field. This will be the finishing point, providing we're going uphill at the time. Right, so let's jump back into the John Deere and we'll finish the job. A seamless worker changeover. No straw from this field, so it's actually quicker because we'd have to wait for it all to come out the back. But let me know what you think of the combine. I think it is the best one that we could have possibly had on this map. It is a very nice combine harvester. Clearly it's got some nice features, it's very well made, and it is most importantly glitch free. There is nothing worse than a glitchy mod because it just really ruins the experience, and so far so good. It's actually got 5 out of 5 stars, so I have a lot of hope in it anyway. We're over halfway through this field and so far we have just 1200 litres of soybeans. This was definitely expected. You don't get as much out of it, but they are worth more. Soybeans is worth quite a bit more actually than wheat or barley. It is a good crop to do, but it can, on first impression, seem not very good because you don't get much out of it. But you got to think past that. It's a bit like a tablet or an iPhone, that display there. Very nice, very clear. One thing's for sure, very soon we're going to have to use our very large seed drill and plant all of these fields again. It is actually a good thing that we have such a large seeder because obviously we are going to have quite a few fields to do and we don't want to just spend every single episode seeding. So if we can just blast through the entire lot in one episode or even off screen, then that would be great. Okay, we have almost finished, and what we're actually going to do is take this machinery back to this farm here, because as you'll have already seen there is a very big yard just around the back which allows us to store the big equipment. Having said that, because we have just produced a yard in this video, we now have a very big yard at the other farm as well. So actually, big machinery can go anywhere. This is more local though, So this is going to be the sensible place to take it to. And look at that, unfortunately I've put the tractor at the wrong end of the field. Not to worry, we'll have to come back this way. Now is that going to be the perfect width, or is it going to be annoying and leave a tiny slither either side? We're okay, that is good. So we have, well, it looks like we're going to finish off with about 2,300 litres if we're lucky. What that equates to in money I have no idea. Obviously it can change because the price is always changing. Actually we could be more than lucky. Could be more than 2,300. 2,350. 2,331. Nice. Well, that's not bad. Let's put the auger out again and unload this load into here. I don't know if you'd ever see this happen in real life. Like a combine like this unloading into a tractor like this. If anybody has ever seen this happen, or if you have a video or a picture or anything, that'd be great. I was going to say a screenshot. No, we have come out of the farming simulator world there. Right, this needs to go back onto the header trailer. We are going to have to take the PTO shaft off as well. Mustn't forget. Otherwise we're going to get the very unrealistic message saying detach PTO shaft. Oh, I've nudged it. Nudged it again. Okay, that's weird. There we go. It is pretty good though, because I did attempt to knock the header off the trailer earlier and it was actually impossible. It totally sticks to it. Really good. There's an automatic locking script on there. Oh, you always get out onto the top. Interesting. Maybe it's if you're still moving at the time. So that's all good. We need to fold it up. And the tractor needs to go back over to the same farm actually. Look at that. That whole field is just this little puddle in the bottom of here. It's more than it looks like. Now, I think we'll probably drive the combine. It's a much bigger, much more expensive machine. We don't want it to crash. Off we go. Baling this field, although I don't want to do it just yet, it's going to be a very quick job to do. Need to make sure the header trailer manages to get out of here without getting stuck. And oh, no, there is a car. Off we go. Okay, something happened. It did get stuck. It's weird. Is it actually touching? I suppose it could be. In theory, that shouldn't be touching though. I can't say if it was the header trailer, or the gate post which was at fault, but I have just remembered that I didn't fold in the dividers. So if we could do it by just jumping out, that'd be great. Otherwise we're going to have to attach the combine again to do it. But really, I don't think we're going to have to attach it again. I hope not. You can see they're just here. I'll stop it, because I do need to do it really. Yeah, there we go. Good. Because that isn't good, and that could be the cause of the extra collision. This one here. Can't get this one in. There we go. Fantastic. Now, we need to go around the back here. This would be a good test to see if it gets stuck on anything here. Hopefully not. Yep, perfect. It probably was the dividers actually. My mistake. So there we have it. That is the John Deere Combine Harvester. Really nice mod. Highly recommend it. And of course the link is below. Hopefully it's the original one. It is Mod Hoster. And Mod Hoster does tend to be quite a reliable source for mods, so I'm hoping it is the official link. Anyway, we can get rid of our worker. As helpful as it's been, we're going to go and tip this into the silo or into the pit, put it into storage. The pigs do require soybeans, but I'm hoping not to give them too many, as it would be quite nice to sell it. And there we go. So thank you for watching, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and until the next one, I hope to see you again very soon. Bye for now.